Hello, Callum here. So this is another biopsy from the stomach. This is more distally in the stomach um, than the previous biopsy, which was from the gastric body. And this is because this is from the antrum or pylorus. And this looks quite different, I think you'll agree, from the gastric body biopsy. So the surface epithelium is mucus secreting and is foveolar, mucus secreting, simple columnar epithelium like we had in the body. So this looks very similar actually. However, underlying that, instead of the mixture of parietal and chief cells like we had in the gastric body or you would get in the fundus, here it's a different type of cell which actually looks much more similar to the surface foveolar epithelium, and that's because these are also mucus secreting cells. So I can tell that because these are basally located nuclei with frothy kind of pale cytoplasm that's full of mucin. And that's what mucin secreting cells look like. And these are producing alkaline mucin to raise the pH because the stomach operates at a very low pH. But that's not what the small intestine is not capable of dealing with contents with such a low pH. So the purpose of the distal stomach is to raise the pH in preparation for the small intestine. And so this is all mucin secreting. You can occasionally see sometimes the occasional parietal cell. I'm not seeing that here within the antrum. However, the vast majority of these cells should be mucin secreting cells, as they are. There's really very little to say. This will follow the same basic structure as the rest of the GI tract. So we've got surface epithelium, lamina propria between these crypts, muscularis mucosae below that, which has been transected while taking this biopsy. So the very lower extent of it is actually through the muscularis mucosae. So we've got little fragments of it here. And there will be gastrin secreting neuroendocrine cells probably among all this, but I can't identify them. And so it's basically just mucus secreting cells. It's quite an unexciting biopsy. Not entirely normal, I think. One of the main diagnoses you make within this part of the stomach is chemical gastritis or chemical gastropathy, which is due to bile reflux from the small intestine, and it tickles up the stomach and causes it to be inflamed. And what you get is a bit of foveolar hyperplasia, which can give it a kind of the crypts a corkscrew-like look, a wavy look. You get smooth muscle spurring, which we might be just beginning to see here, where you get smooth muscle cells coming up between the crypts, and you can get a bit of chronic inflammation there as well. And when you see all those appearances, that signifies chemical gastritis or chemical gastropathy, and it's quite a common thing to see in this part of the stomach. Okie dokie. Right, I think we'll move on to the next part of the GI tract, which is the duodenum, which we'll speak about in the next video. Okay, speak to you soon.